Okay, so let's meditate for 2 minutes and then we start, okay? Harihi Om. Yam Brahma Varurendra Rudra Maruta Stunvanti Divai Stavai Vedai Sangha Padokramo Panishadai Gayantiyam Samaga Dhyanavatidatadgatena Manasa Pashyantiyam Yoginu Yasyam Tam Navidu Sura Surya Gana Devaya Tasmai Namah. At the very outset, Swami Probuddhananda, the General Secretary of International Vedanta Society, I welcome you all in this session of Ananda Utsav, which is this Bhagavad Saptah or the Bhagavad week, which is going on. It's a pleasure for me to talk to you after such a long time, and I'm thankful to all of you to invite me to talk to you about this Bhagavad Saptah. So what happened in these 7 days? It culminated on the 23rd of February, in which Bhagavan played Holi, and we all know that what happened. But it has got a history behind this, and I'd like to share that history with you all. So the incident that we are talking about, Ananda Utsav or Bhagavad Saptah, it is in the year 2003. But in 2002, during September, in the second week of September, Bhagavan came to Varanasi. So actually, this all started from Varanasi, and that is why it has got a Banaras connection. You know, it's got a Kashi connection, and that is why it makes things so relevant. So he was here. He was talking to people. He was talking to devotees. Suddenly, one day, he got sick. Means there was fever and general illness, uneasiness. So he got sick. So we called the doctor, and the doctor came, and everything was all right. So on that night, he had his dinner and went to sleep. At 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, I was sleeping just, like 2 stairs below, two floors below his room. At 2 o'clock, suddenly my sleep broke. I became awake. And when I became awake, I heard Bhagavan was coughing, intensely. So I saw the watch, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. So because he was coughing, probably he was not sleeping. So I went, from my room at that time in Varanasi, was the room which is just behind the Kali temple. So from there, I came upstairs, 2 floors up. And while I was coming up to see Bhagwan, I found that there was no electricity. It was like complete dark. The whole ashram was complete dark, and it was like, the whole ashram uh, was covered by darkness, by black, by darkness, and everybody was sleeping completely. That they were like completely unconscious, sleeping so profusely. So everybody was unconscious. I went to Bhagwan, and Bhagwan was like this, sitting like this in this way. He was sleeping, he was lying in the bed like this. The moment I went and touched his forehead was burning. And he said, "You came, give me medicine." And then I called Maharajji. At that time, Maharajji was there in Varanasi. Maharajji was there, Shankaranji was there. So I called them, and then we gave one medicine, for fever. After taking the medicine, he said, "You sit down, you sit here and protect my body." And just after he said so, he was gone. He passed out. And I was sitting next to him. Initially I did not feel anything, but as times started to roll on, I could feel this intense energy, intense, very, very strong, intense energy, which was emanating from his body, and then in the whole ashram. And that was probably the first time I was kind of scared. I was scared, and I didn't know what to do, because I was feeling really scared to sit beside Bhagavan in this way. And Bhagavan was he's just gone. He was just sleeping in the bed like a child. He's completely he was gone. He was passed out completely. So then I went to Maharajji. At that point, Maharajji went to my room, and he was because he was he was just sitting there and meditating. I said, "Maharajji, I think that there is something of the Shakti. It's not fever. It is something to do with Mother Kali. It's something to do with Mother Kali. It's something to do with Shakti. I'm shivering, and I have fears to go and sit near him." But then after some time I went, and in that way the night was gone. In the morning till 9 o'clock, he did not wake up. And he said that, "Protect my body." And then he was gone, so we did not wake him up. I was sleeping, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. So then we decided that we should go to the doctor, and we should, take medical advice. So I had a friend who was the, commissioner of Varanasi at that time. Commissioner of Varanasi means, he is the in charge of like 7 districts. He was the topmost boss of these 4, 5, 7 districts. Very powerful man. So I called him, and he he set an appointment with the MS, that is the highest doctor in charge of BHU hospital. So I went to see him, the doctor, and the doctor advised me to to admit him in the hospital, and they will give like VIP care, and they will arrange the best of the wards. And actually the best ward, the best bed was arranged for him. And then I called the ashram, and around 12 o'clock, Bhagwan was escorted to the hospital, with like 3-4 sannyasis. And at that time, Apurvananda and Sadananda, they were in white robes. They were not, they were not sannyasi at that time. They were brahmacharis. So Apurvananda and Sadananda, they were there. And Maharaji and Shankaranji and some others were there. I don't remember at that time. Gangananda probably was also there. So, they took Bhagavan there. And Bhagavan was admitted in the hospital. And me, Apurvanand and Sadanand, we stayed for 3 days with Bhagavan. And in these 3 days, we did not sleep. Like, Bhagavan's condition has become so, wretched, so poor, that he could not walk. He could not walk to the bathroom, to the washroom. He could not get up. He was completely so weak. So we were always, near him, and 3 days in this way, 3 days passed. And after 3 days, there was a little bit of improvement. And then the doctor, all the tests were done on him. Means all the possible tests that had to be done were done, and there was no disease found. So the doctor said that, well, we did not find any disease in him. We don't know why he is so sick. And then they, released him. You go to your house, you just, eat well and sleep well. And that was their advice. So the day when, Bhagavan was getting released, on the day, Bhagavan and Maharaji were talking among themselves. So Bhagavan was saying, you see, they did so many tests, nothing happened, nothing came out. Then Maharaji mentioned what I told Maharaji on that night, that it was probably something to do with Shakti, something to do with Mother Kali. Bhagavan said, yes, that is what it has become. That is what it has happened. So then when I went there to see Bhagavan, Bhagavan asked me what happened that night. And then I told him everything that I saw and I experienced. After hearing everything, Bhagavan said that, you see, when I came to Varanasi this time, there was some portion of me. There was some portion of me which was there, which was left. I had mother in my being. There's mother everywhere, but there was also, me present there a little bit. There was this, but this incident, what has happened on that night in Varanasi, in that ashram, that incident actually, completely dissolved that me. I don't find that me anymore. Whatever I find is Mother Kali, is Kali, Shakti. And then he was released, and then he went to Kolkata, and he was fine. But from Kolkata, he used to call me often. And the same question, what happened that night? What happened that night? What did you experience? And, I used to say the same thing. So, that was September, then October, November, December, and January. On the 24th of January, Bhagavan was to go to Guwahati. He stayed there for 1 month. So on the 24th of February, he came back. So when there was, this planning going on between Bhagavan and people in Guwahati, Maharaji and everybody, that I'm coming, Bhagavan asked Maharaji to bring me to Guwahati. So, actually after 1998, when I left Guwahati, I did not go back. All my brothers, they went back, but I did not get a chance to go back to Guwahati. So that was the first time that I was going back to Guwahati after probably, 4 years. So Bhagavan said that, Maharaji called me and he said that Bhagavan asked you to come to Guwahati. And then I booked my ticket, and just the day before Bhagavan arrived, I went to Guwahati. So Bhagwan arrived on the 24th of January 2003 in Guwahati. And there was a huge, in Amingao. At the time, there was no, the ashram that we have now, that ashram was not there. We had this house of Subroto Pal, 2 rooms were there. And that is what, that was the ashram. So he came, he took bath, then he took food, and then he went to sleep. After he woke up, he called me. And when I came, he said, shut the door, lock the door. And then he asked me again, what happened that night? Then again I said, Bhagwan, this has happened. This is what has happened. I thought that I think or I experienced Shakti in you. It was like slowly, it was like grasping you into its arms. It was like, and you were gone. You were gone. And Bhagwan said, yes, that is what has happened. Now I am God. Before, at that point, we used to address Bhagwan as Gurudev, not Bhagwan. Bhagwan, we started to address Bhagwan after this 23rd of February. Before 23rd of February, we all used to address Bhagwan as Gurudev, Guruji in this way, So he said that now this Guruji is not there. Guruji is gone. Whatever is there is Mother. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. I am that Shakti. I am that Mother. And I came to Assam for this 1 month. If this is true, then miracles will happen. In this 1 month, miracles will start happening. Just stay near me and observe. Just observe. Always stay near me and just see what happens. And actually, in those 1 month, if you just leave behind this 7 days of Bhagavad Saptah or Bhagavad week, you will leave behind this 7 days of Bhagavad week. In this, 3 weeks that he had spent in Guwahati, many people were, went into Samadhi. Many people were so much touched. Went from Guwahati, Amingao to Bongaigaon. In Bongaigaon also there was a huge blast of energy, super spiritual energy. Then this people from Bakaitari, one day they came, and there was this huge blast again. So we were all witnessing these things, that these are happening, but we didn't know what is going to come. So this Bhagavad Saptah started from as we know, from the 17th, we went to Paul's house for lunch. From there it started. Then slowly it started to intensify. The power, the bhav or the energy, that energy started to intensify. And Bhagwan had to come back on the 24th of February. So, there were devotees who were requesting Bhagwan to stay more so that they can, play Holi with Bhagwan. Like Holi was like 1 week or 10 days after Bhagwan was, returning. So they were all pleading Bhagwan, please stay for this 10 days. We want to, play Holi with you. But in these, days, he started to sing. He started to, a new person, a new being, a new existence started to emerge out of him. We did not see this before. He was like, most of the time, what we know about Bhagwan was very calm. Bhagwan was very reserved. Bhagwan used to always remain silent. he used to talk about Vedanta, but in other, like singing or dancing was out of question. So he was not that much interested in this. He was interested more in talking about Vedanta. But now what was happening was not Vedanta. Now was this touch. He was touching people and changing them. He was, laughing with people. He was embracing people. We didn't see this before. Like so much embracing, so much touching people, with his hands, or having a laugh, sharing a laugh, or so, this kind of ananda, this energy of bliss, energy of ananda, so much around Bhagavan. This was not experienced before. And this new thing, a new being had started to emerge out of him. And we were completely, unconscious of this. We were witnessing this in front of us, but we did not estimate that this is what is going to happen. So when everybody was, requesting Bhagwan, please play Holi with us, he said that no, I cannot stay because I have to go on the 24th of February, but I will play Holi with you on the 23rd. So everybody was, everybody was informed. People from Shillong, people from Siliguri, people from Bongaigaon, from different parts of Guwahati, Amingao, Maligaon, they started to assemble for this grand day, 23rd of February. But before this 23rd of February, he started to play Holi, and something was evident. Some energy, some new energy, a new person, a new, a new being has started to incarnate out of him, has started to carve out of him. This we were experiencing. So on the 23rd, he woke up in the morning, and I think that you might have heard about it from many people. I'm giving my own account, what I saw, what I realized. So on the 23rd, he went, he woke up, and then he took us for a boat ride in Brahmaputra. Everybody who came to see him, and he was sitting in the middle, and all people, everybody was flocking around him, and everybody was, trying to be close to him as much as possible. And he was also accepting that. He was also inviting them. He was also accepting. Okay, come near me. Come near. These things we did not see before. There was always a distance. He should talk from a distance. But this time, what we saw was he was allowing everybody to touch him, to be close to him. This was not what we had experienced before, that much in the public, So after the boat ride, he told Sujata madam to sing a song. The song was Krishna Mana Mohana Chita Chora Radha Jivana, Vrindavan Sanchari Govardhan Giridhari Hridaya Vihari Hari Narayana. It was such a soulful and such a touching song. Krishna Mana Mohana Chita Chora Radha Jivana, Vrindavan Sanchari Govardhan Giridhari, Vrindavan Sanchari Govardhan Giridhari, Hridaya Vidar Bihari Hari Narayana, Narayana Hari Narayana, Krishna Mana Mohana Chita Chora Radha Jivana. Bhagwan liked this song very much. When he was in Bongaigaon, Sujata Madam, she sang this song, and this song was very, you know, very favorite song of Bhagwan. So he told Sujata Madam to sing that song, keep singing till he comes back from Samadhi. So, he went to Samadhi, and everybody was preparing for this Holi, which is going to come. There was movement everywhere. People were making food, the people coming in the ashram, and then they were singing, going on. But as time passed, as time rolled on, gradually, everything started to become silent. Slow, slow. People just sat down in some place. People who were talking, they didn't feel like talking. Everybody is like, the people who were, moving around, they just sat down or they were standing at some point, some place. And Sujata Madam's song was also becoming slow, slow, slow. And at point, it stopped. And the whole ashram, the whole surrounding had become like pin drop silent. Not only the ashram, the entire area, the entire area surrounding the ashram was like very still, very calm, very quiet. And after some time, Bhagwan came out of the room, and he was like very, very, very still, very quiet. Like he had a very deep samadhi. There was no movement at all. When he came out, he was like, face was like glowing, but very still. There is no movement at all. Slowly came out, and there was a place near this tulsi. There were tulsi plants. There was a place near this tulsi plant. He used to sit there in the chair. He sat down there, and then somebody gave him a cup of tea. And he was taking the tea and was saying that I don't have any vibration at a very huge samadhi. There's no vibration here. So how will this Holi take place? Today there will be no Holi. But, some people try to, bow down before him. People who bowed down before him, they could not wake up. They could not, get up. They were just lying there. Everything was still. And suddenly he said to Swami Premananda. At the time his name was Pankaj. He was a great singer, he's a great singer. So Bhagwan told Pankaj, that is Swami Premananda, to sing the song of Holi. The Holi song which we are singing, he was singing in these days. And Bhagwan was also playing colors in these days. Then he started to sing that song. And there were some people who gathered around him and they were all singing with him. And Bhagwan was taking tea and listening to his song. And suddenly he said, Krishna's birth took place now. Krishna's birth happened now. Means Krishna had taken birth within him. Means he is a huge, at that time, he was this huge, infinite ocean of consciousness. Still, no vibration at all. Infinite, alone. Then the vibration, there was a single vibration. But this vibration was not me. What happens to people, what happens to other people is that when they experience samadhi, they also experience this, almost or to some extent this kind of stillness. And then out of this stillness comes I. Then my. First of all, I, then it becomes my body, my mind, and then it becomes everything. So then, from this is the way, from everything you go to samadhi, and from samadhi you again come back. This is the process. But in his case, it was not I which had happened. The thing that happened was Krishna. Krishna came out of that consciousness. Krishna is a energy. Krishna is a tattva. Krishna is a energy. It's a energy of love, energy of attraction. Karshati ya sa Krishna. It's not Krishna, it's Krishna. Krishna means Karshati, one who can attract. One who can attract is Krishna. So, this Krishna took birth in him, means Krishna is emerging out of this consciousness. Krishna was emerging out of this consciousness and it took birth. And then after some time he said, 1 month. Means that Krishna who had taken birth, he became 1 month. Means became a little bit, bigger. Then 2 months. Then it became a little bit more bigger. Then 3 months, means more. It's coming out. After some, and this song is going on, and when he said this, Krishna came out. Okay, Krishna has taken birth. Everybody knew that now what is coming. Krishna is holy, is of Krishna, is the subject of Krishna. Krishna introduced this holy to us. This energy of love, energy of unity through colors. Through colors, when I touch you, I am touching you with colors. Playing holy is not the aim. The aim is to touch, to feel, to unite, to become one. When this kind of love, overwhelming love, universal overwhelming love, when it comes to somebody, he wants to touch everybody, he wants to embrace everybody. But how can we do that? There is a social conduct. There's a social conduct. There's a social rules, do's and don'ts. You cannot do this. You can do this. So how can I do that? Krishna said, okay, let's do it with colors. Let's play holy. Let's play holy and let's touch everybody with this color and let's unite. So that is what, when he said that Krishna had come, so everybody knew that now it's time for holy. Bhagavan was saying that, there will not be any holy. But now when Krishna has come, holy is going to come. And everybody was, after anticipating this, that this is what is going to happen, everybody was like, more and more enthusiastic. They were singing with more, enthusiasm. They were singing with more devotion, trying to put their heart out into the song so that, Bhagavan comes out. Bhagavan comes out and plays this, this spectacular, this divine play, which we are going to experience. So everybody was like, everybody was putting their heart into this. Everybody was singing with their whole heart, just to make that Krishna grow. That's so that Krishna comes out and plays holy with them. And that is what happened after 3 months. After some time, he said, now Krishna had become 9 months. The moment he said, he woke up, he stood up from the chair, went to the place where his altar was there. He put some color into his own altar and then started to play holy. Started to touch people with colors. And it was like an amazement. I've never seen or heard this kind of thing. With this color, he's going to somebody, putting color in this way. And that person is like absorbing this whole energy into him or her. Absorbing this whole energy and, completely dissolve. This whole energy is dissolving that person. And when, he is removing his hand, that person is falling down. 1, 2, 3, 4. In this way, there were like 17 or 18 people in this way. He goes there with his color and he touches them. He touches them with color and everybody is, is gone. We were like, if you've seen this, in the war, in the war zone, there are like this Red Cross. What do? Their work is to carry injured soldiers in stretchers, into the base camp. So we were like that, we were just carrying everybody like this Red Cross and bringing them into this room in the ashram, and everybody is lying there. Everybody is lying there. Nobody could, wake up. Nobody, and we could not wake them up. We were trying to, wake them. Hey, come on, get up. Everybody's teeth was like, completely, tightened, totally tightened. Nobody could, open their eyes. Nobody could wake up. They were like completely gone. And Bhagavan was playing holy outside. Come, and he was like giving them, again somebody falls down again, and this was going on. When this happened, like 17 or 18 people had happened in this way, and nobody was waking up, and we were trying our best to make them awake. Hey, come on, we're putting water and doing things, but nothing happened. Bhagavan playfully comes there. Playfully comes there and comes there. Hey, come on, wake, come on, udo, come on, wake up. And everybody like, tuck. Everybody is awake. And everybody experiences, somebody experiences Vrindavan, somebody sees Krishna, somebody sees nothing. And this went on for like, 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, he said, now stop. And it stopped. So this is all about this Ananda Utsav. That day, everybody present there experienced Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna embodied himself in Bhagavan, and played holy. In our scriptures, it says that Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. That this Krishna is God himself. He is the God. So this Krishna, who is God, who has come, who has taken birth in somebody. Who is he? That is Bhagavan. This God who has taken birth in somebody and who emerges out, who evolves from him and goes around. And from that point, International Vedanta Society, a new chapter had opened. That day, after seeing these things, when we went to Brahmaputra river to wash ourselves, that day, I made one resolution that whatever I saw today, one day I will tell this to the world, everybody of this world, So, this is all about Ananda Utsav. It's about playing holy. It's about becoming, you know, becoming one, but it's about experiencing, feeling this energy. Even today, when I'm talking, I can feel that energy, this intense energy. You know, you can say this is love, you can say that is power, you can say that is light, you can say that is just a manifestation of something which is, you know, which is unexplained, which cannot be explained. You can say whatever, but actually what happened, who who made this possible, we don't know him. We don't know him yet. So it's a matter of intense sadhana, discovery, discovery. More and more we need to go within ourselves. More and more we need to go within ourselves and try to discover, try to understand, try to feel, experience who was that person who came on that day. And it's not that he came on that day and he's gone and he has never come back. It's not that. He had taken birth. He had taken birth within him. He's still there. So whenever we have seen him, when we talked to him, when we have seen him, when we have got his magic touch, it is not a person. It is not a human being. It is not a guru who have touched us. It is the Lord. It is the Lord. It is the Lord of Lord Krishna. It is the substratum of Lord Krishna. It is the Lord of Lord Krishna. So that is what I have to say. Let's chant for some time. If anybody has any question, we can discuss, but let's chant for some time.
Thank you so much, Swamiji Pranam. It was so beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you.
you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare। भक्ताधीन श्री भगवान की जय, संघ जननी श्री गुरु माता की जय, इंटरनेशनल वेदांत सोसाइटी की जय। प्रणाम।
Thank you, Swami.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Bye.
I'm leaving, huh? Thank
Jai
you.
Bye,
Bhagwan.
everyone.
Jai Bhagwan.
Jai Bhagwan.
Jai Bhagawan.
Ah, Paula.
Bye, Paula. Have a good time.
Hola.